Hello and welcome to the first in a hopefully long series of HUD editing videos. I get asked a lot of questions on Steam from people about HUD editing, so I thought I'd make my own video series that answers the most common questions I get asked. So to start the series off, I'm going to talk about HudPlayerHealth.res and the most common customizations that people make to the file. So today I'm going to go over the basic HUD animations that are associated with HudPlayerHealth.res, these being the animation that plays when you're overhealed and the animation that plays when you have low health. I'll also go over the basics of the HUD player health image, the stock shape which is a cross that you get in most HUDs, the rectangular meter that you get in Gmang HUD, and the more kind of out there shapes that are in Prism HUD and Bell HUD. So to start off today, we're going to look at the overheal animation. As we can see here, our health number goes from white to blue when we receive an overheal. This is controlled via an animation within HUDanimations.txt, which is located in your scripts folder within your HUD. So we're going to tab to our Notepad++ and we're going to have a look at the HUDanimations.txt file. So as you can see here, we have our player status health value, and we can see that the FG color is set to animate to buffed HP. This is just an alias that's controlled from within client scheme, but we can actually change it to any RGB value that we actually want. So we're just going to change it to a flat white here. So when we get an overheal, instead of our health going blue, it will simply remain white. So what we'll do is we'll tab back into our game, we'll give ourselves a HUD reload scheme and an overheal, and we'll see that our health value remains white. This can be any colour you want as long as you have the correct RGB code for it, so you can make it anything you want. You can even make it actually animate through a rainbow of colours. But here we'll show we can have like a black colour, we could tab out, change it again, make it maybe a grey colour. We could tab out, make it a green colour, we can do anything we want. Next I'll quickly talk about that image that we're seeing behind our health number. That's the player status health bonus image. What we'll do here is we'll basically set up a quick animation that will make the image flash between being fully opaque and fully transparent. Personally I prefer not having this animation on, I just like having the image there on its own, but we'll show quickly what that's like. So we'll tab back in, we'll HUD reload scheme, and we'll see that the image now flashes. It's a nice visual indicator that goes along quite nicely with the actual change in your FG colour for your health value. The image itself though is also used when you're on low health, so what we'll do is we'll jump down to the other end of the map and get low health, and we'll show that this image is white when you're buffed but actually changes to red when you're on low health. So here we see low health, we've got not only a red cross in the background, we also have an actual FG colour of our health value which is red. So when we tab out to our HUDanimations.txt, we can see HUD health dying pulse. So what we can do here is we can change this a low HP, which is another alias that's controlled through client scheme, and change that to, let's say, a black value. So we'll change that to 12 12 12 255. So instead of just being the red value, now when we tab back in and HUD reload scheme, we'll see that our health value is now in fact black. And so we get a health again, it goes normal white, and then low health is black. That again can be any colour we want. We can actually animate this to flash between our normal health colour, which is white, and our low health colour, which is black. One thing that we do need to keep in mind though when animating this is these values here. This is the start time for your animation and the duration of your animation. So what we need to do is we make sure that the second animation has to be greater or equal to the duration of the first thing. So the first line is 0.2 for duration, so the second line has to start on 0.2. With this number it's highlighted at the bottom, that's the overall time for the animation, which has to be greater than the sum of the two animations. So we HUD reload scheme, we go low health, and there we go, we see that our health goes between black and white. These can be any values we want, and this is just what I happen to go with for the video. Another animation though that we might see in a different HUD is an animation of a HUD health background. So here we've got our player health, we also have a background which is purple, but when we've got an overheal it goes between that purple and a blue colour. So what we can do is we can tab out and we can look at our HUDanimations.txt, and we can see that we have an entry here for a player health background, and you can see here it goes between that blue and this purple. We seem to have all of our animation time set up as well, so what we can do is we can change, say, this blue, we'll change the blue to maybe a greenish colour, and then we'll tab back into our game and we'll see that it now goes between the default purple background colour and this new green value that we're going to assign now. And this works the same as our HUD health player value, so we can change it to any colour we want. So here we'll show there's a purple reload scheme buff goes between the two colours. But what if we have a HUD that doesn't have a background by default but has one when we're overhealed or low health, like a HUD that we can see here? The background pops up when we get an overheal and the alpha flashes, so it's going between a 255 alpha and a 0 alpha, which we'll see here when we tab to HUD animations.txt. So we can see here we've got the color for the animation, we also have the alpha animations. It also shows that we've got not only for the local player health, but also when we're in spectator, we'll see that the background color for the player health will also animate there as well. And they'll go from whatever their default color is to the buffed HP. So let's say we don't like the animations that are in HUD. Let's say we want to change the colour from being the buffed HP green to a tone of yellow. So let's change that. We're going to put in our RGB values for a yellow, and we're also going to make sure that the animation goes away. So what we're going to do is we'll change the alpha values to just be 255 and 255. So we can see now that the background doesn't pulse, but it does change to the yellow colour that we want. So what we'll do now is we'll go back and look at the actual health image and show how we can get different shapes and different sizes and stuff for that. So here's our Brozo HUD from earlier, and we've now edited in our health cross, but say we don't like the position of it, what if we want it to be maybe a bit higher or lower or even just bigger. So what we do is we go to HudPlayerHealth.res and we change the wide and tall values to get a larger health cross. We'll also change the Y pose a little bit to move it down and make it level with our actual value. So here we can see we've got a pretty large health cross. We've not got a background on it yet, but we don't really need one. One thing we do need to be careful of though is making sure that our health cross doesn't go outside the boundaries of HudPlayerHealth.res like we can see here. So we've moved it so far over in HudPlayerHealth.res that the edge is actually cut off. So, and you can do this on the left or right, so you just need to make sure that the wide value of HudPlayerHealth.res is wide enough to actually accommodate where you want your health cross. This is used to our advantage though in Gmang HUD, which shows that we've just got one vertical meter, the sides are cut off, so what we actually have is just this nice looking health cross, but what is actually hidden outside the boundaries of HUD Player Health, as you can see here, is what the real shape of the health cross would look like. So you can actually see here the cross itself is set to be a lot wider than the actual value for HudPlayerHealth.res at the top here. So let's make our HUD Player Health itself wider, and it'll actually end up revealing more of the health cross. The one major downside to this is even though we've got the nice rectangle, we can't actually move our health numbers, so they're basically just stuck within the rectangle. But we'll tab back in, we'll HUD reload scheme, and we'll see that more of the health cross revealed itself. If we change the X pose of the health cross to be a bit further over, we'd see that there's more of the health cross on the left hand side as well. And we can see that it does still operate like a normal health cross. Like we go down to low health and we'll see that the bonus image that we had earlier still shows up. It's just it's had its edges cut off earlier, but they've been revealed once we've done our HUD reload scheme. Other methods for getting custom shaped health crosses do exist however, and Prism HUD here employs one of those methods. So what we can see here is we've actually got a circle next to our health. This is in fact our modified health cross. We shoot ourselves and we see that it does go down. Once we jump to the other end of the map, we can actually see that it still animates like the normal health cross. So here we are at the other end of the map and we can see that it still animates. The white foreground colour we had on the circle before is now a sort of reddish colour. But we're not actually limited to having just this circle. We'll tab out and we can change it, so we've now got a circle with a cross in the middle. You can actually have almost any shape you want, provided that you've got the willpower to actually make the custom VTFs required to make the shape possible. I'm not going to show how to make these VTFs in this video, but I will in a future one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It does take a little bit of time, but once you've got the technique down, it doesn't take that long. So here's a HUD that I've made using these custom VTFs called Bell HUD. We've got a triangle in the middle here, and that is our health cross. So as you can see, after shooting ourselves and taking some damage, we'll see that the fill colour of the triangle does decrease. The actual triangle itself was made using 4 custom VTFs. The actual health cross itself would look something like this. So we've got a VTF on the left, one on the right to cover the edges, and then 2 more sort of more central that cover and kind of shape our triangle. So to show you what these kind of look like in HudPlayerHealth.res, we have our HUD Player Health. We've got a very wide value so that we can have our health value in the left and the cross in the middle. So as you'll see here, the actual status image has a very wide value and not a very large tall value. The reason for this is that the bottom of the triangle is the bottom of the middle of the cross, if that makes any sense. So it has to be pretty wide to fill out the bottom of it. Moving on from that, these are the HUD entities that represent our custom VTFs. And to quickly show you what they look like, here's one of them. This is the one that I used to block off the left and right hand side of our health cross. Basically, this purple colour, as far as the game is concerned, means that everything behind this gets blocked out. We don't want to see it. For making the triangular ones though, they're kind of different. We need to have part that we do want to see of the game and part that we don't want to see of the game. So if we decrease the X pose of one of these refracts, we'll go with the one on the left. We'll actually reveal a good amount of the health cross. This is going to be the left hand side of it. So we tab back in and we HUD reload scheme, and there's part of our health cross. This is the part that we don't want to see. So normally this would be hidden behind our VTF. This is why it's kind of important that we set up our VTFs properly and don't have like parts of the health cross like sticking out where we don't want them. So we'll move that back to where it should be, and we'll have a look at one of the triangular VTFs that I've made. These are just called like kind of stupid things because I wasn't actually sure if they were going to work at the time, and I've just kind of not gotten around to renaming them. So here we can see one of the triangular ones. This is the purple colour, as we saw before. This is what we don't want to see. So what we do see is the black, so that means that everything that's on black, aka the health cross, we will see. So we've got that on the left, and we'll close that and we can see that we've got another VTF that would represent the right hand side of our image. And again we can see our purple colour, that's what we do not want to see, and the black means that we do want to see it. That's the inside of our triangle. And as I said earlier, I'm not actually going to go through making these VTFs in this video. This video's gone on long enough. So what I will have to show you though is one kind of problem that comes up with using these VTFs. When you have view models on, the VTFs actually block them out. Personally, I don't use view models, but I can understand other people being bothered by it. You know, they like to look at their shiny rocket launcher or something and they've just got this big square chunk taken out of it. I can understand them being bothered by that. Another limitation though is that you can actually only use these refracts in DX9 and DX8. They're just big white boxes where the refracts would go. That's really all I have to talk about today though regarding HudPlayerHealth.res, but if you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and if you have any requests for future videos, also leave them as a comment. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. It's a sort of incentive for me to actually make more videos and know that people are kind of interested in this sort of stuff. So until next time, have a good one.